All right, everybody. This is Curtis right here, C Rock, aka C Rock, right here, rocking with Tony Gitry, man. One of the best, man. So we got Tony today, man. So yeah, so Tony, man, I appreciate your time today, man.
Easy play, bro. Easy play, man.
Right
You
on,
know what
right
I'm
on.
saying?
Right on, man. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna get in here and get into it, man. So yeah, so here at Never Stop Dreaming, man. One of my
The music is. Hold on, 1 second, bro.
yeah,
I
go
got
ahead.
something going on over here that's not right.
All
Give me
right.
one hot second. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I thought you had some music playing. That was my damn YouTube.
Oh, okay. You had your YouTube on. No problem, man. But yeah, so here at Never Stop Dreaming, man, my goal is to just provide value content for all aspects of business, whether it's in the music industry, nonprofit. And so today I asked for your input and insight because I know you're a heavy player in the music industry. And so, man, kind of give us a rundown of what got you into the music industry, from your beginnings, and then we'll skip through there and go through towards what you got going on currently.
Cool beans. Well, I came in the music industry by accident. Just really, I was in a relationship with Wendy, and just helping Wendy out with some stuff for some social media for some guys.
Uh-huh.
Like Wendy draws up the plays for a lot of these, not a lot, but Wendy draws up big plays for artists, for indies that break. She draws up a lot of plays, and sometimes she'll let it be known that her hand is on it, and sometimes she won't. But she helps a lot of people.
Okay.
And so when I first met her, the social media landscape, like it was kind of changing, and so it was at a time where artists need to spend more time on their platform.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, there were these social media marketing companies. And Wendy had paid some folks for a couple of her clients and they weren't delivering. So she was learning and putting the work in herself. And I jumped in to help because it was a more peaceful home when, what I'm saying, when Wendy was happy. So we all was working on that, and I kind of like found a niche
Mm-hmm.
with it, and then up lo and behold, music goes from being a physical product in industry to the MP3, then to streaming. Streaming sites are very close to a modified social platform.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, Apple has had a social platform. Spotify now has community. I guess all of these platforms that are designed to hold your attention have a way for you to talk to other users.
Mm-hmm.
And so with those things comes best practices and standardization and optimization of the way the data is delivered. It goes beyond relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so in saying all of that, I kind of went from social media, bridging into working with guys at the streaming sites, helping guys get playlisting, get their profiles right, and up until now, where I kind of expanded to helping build artists' careers
Yeah.
to a certain point. So it's like at Artist Revenue Solutions now, we're like a one-stop shop in the and people. Like I was just talking to one of Wendy's clients day before yesterday, and they didn't have the organization straight for their label while they were executing the plan that Wendy had gave. And so once they kind of caught on, like, oh, okay, this is the other stuff we're supposed to do that we didn't know, that Wendy keeps telling us, and we don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's where we come in. We do label admin, label management, hub, from promotion, marketing, uh, strategizing to SEO. We have a piece or a partner that does some of all of it. And to be able to scale the artists up from whatever level they are,
Uh-huh.
to viability with their music. So it
Okay.
costs nothing to get started in the music business, and it costs more than you were willing to give up to make it when you start. So it costs nothing to get started. And how much money do you need? You don't need nothing to get started. How much
Mm-hmm.
money will you need along the way? It's going to depend on how much you learn and how hard you work.
Okay. No, I'm gonna get straight into it since we already, since we talking about social media. On a major now, I know in the news articles we see this not necessarily daily, but we see it pretty often. I know from a major's perspective, we'll see like certain artists, like maybe you may say the baby, that whoever made up this cancel culture, basically, affecting a major artist pockets in today's society. Do you think social media is, whether they're independent or major, is hurting certain artists right now, pocketbooks, tremendously? Or is it something social media is kind of like that thing where it's like maybe they should start to let other people kind of take over for them?
It's a blessing and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you're not so popular, you can say what you want. Before the baby had back to back to back to back hit records, he could say, if you don't have HIV, throw your hands up. Like rappers said 20, 30, 40 years before him, since the 70s.
Right.
If you got money in your pocket, you ain't got a disease, if you pussy don't stink, you know what I'm saying? Throw your hands in the air. That was basically what the baby was saying. What we have in today's society is we don't cancel. We don't have a cancel culture. We only cancel sick people. And then even in our culture, if a sick person heals themselves, we may deal with them with skepticism, but if they build up their positive actions enough, anybody will believe them. Our culture believes in redemption. At the exact same time, pop culture is judging. Pop culture needs something fresh, something new. This is where canceling comes from. Right. Oh, he's the coolest, but he said the wrong thing. Cancel him. That's not reality.
Right.
You don't cut your friends off or a person you're a fan of because of one thing they did or one accusation or whatnot. So that whole ideology is going to keep getting disproven with people who have real fan bases, because you can blackball me like with Boosie. They blackballed him from doing the concerts. Mm-hmm. They're suing him with the State Farm Arena. When you run your ads on Facebook now, Boosie Badass is not an option for also likes. What can't be taken away from Boosie is the fact that if you put his face on a flyer anywhere from Texas to South Carolina, that people are going to come out to see him. So he has a real fan base. So there is no cancel culture for him. It may take some opportunities for him, some opportunities where people who don't have the same beliefs that he has or believe that he should be more tolerant of other lifestyles and whatever they may think. However, it's not our position as men. Why is it for Black men that's trying to make some money and make a way for themselves out of their own way, out of their own resources? Why is it such a problem for white people? How we feel about anything?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been left to mire in this poverty. Then when we do something and we hit a dog with a stick and the wrong person see it, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? He hit a dog with a stick, cancel him, kill him.
Right.
And too often we're seeking that acceptance from those people. They don't give a fuck about us anyway. We stay focused on our people, then we can build up a following of our people, where if we make a mistake, we can talk to our people about the mistake we made and keep moving forward.
Like an open conversation.
Yeah, when we conform into the policies of this alternate culture as a means of making money, then we can get canceled at any given moment. And that's the game you play. If you're conforming to that to make that money, then watch your mouth, nigga. Take your shirt off, wear your gray sweatpants in the public, make sure you primed up, because you's a piece of property, you's a piece of meat, nigga. And act like it for these white folks so you can get your motherfucking money. Because if you don't, you stand up, you get to talk about George Floyd, and you get to getting mad because Biden say he giving reparations to these immigrants. So, you know, when your people had to go through all of this, if any of this upsets you, bite your bitch ass tongue before one of the Jews who run the label that you signed to send you back out in the street and you don't get no more advances. So shut up if you like these millions. That's the compromise you make.
Yeah.
That's just, it can be. Like, you got smart guys. Mike Will don't make those mistakes. You don't know how you feel about stuff. It's nobody's business.
Right.
As soon as a celebrity, whatever they say, it's everybody's business.
Right.
And then there goes the microscope to dissect what's being said from a culture that don't even understand our culture.
Right. And so since we we talking about that, um and I'm kind of torn between major and independent. I really want to get into the nitty gritty for the independent, but I still want to talk on the majors for just a moment.
Okay.
Like when you're running across articles, like my thing is, why don't artists look to other artists who have been in a position to where that it was unfortunate for them, and why do we still why are artists still to this day signing 360 deals if they know they don't have a backup plan?
Okay. As a zealot, as a person who learned the business kind of in an immersive way, I used to hate any kind of major label. Hate any kind of major label. Now, as time went on, I started understanding, like, I understand the value. It depends on the positioning of the artist. I understand the value of the $200,000 deal for the dude sleeping on the floor who daddy on crack and his mama on wine. And he trying to get his mama off the corner, and he trying to get his life together to be able to have something for his kids, and he don't care what they gonna give him. Right. 200K for 5 albums at 15%, so I can move my family. And so from that perspective, that artist has just put himself in a position to have to work his way out of that debt.
Right.
All of the generations before today's generation, some of them didn't have a choice. The guys who got their record deals before 2005, they pretty much didn't have a choice. The guys who got their deals between 05 and 2011, 12, the reason they didn't have a choice because the information wasn't readily available to enable the negotiation. That's where Wendy fine-tuned her career in finding the artist with the value where the chip could be negotiated, the chips could be negotiated across the table versus those boilerplate deals. Like she could develop the artists or help them develop themselves and their following to a level where whatever the label put up, it was a gamble that somebody was responsible for. So it was watched over and it was babysat, and those artists went on to become iconic artists. So it's a gamble with the major and indie. This is the thing that is just reality. Majors don't want no niggas over 25. Don't want nobody over 25. Mm-hmm. So once you over 25, then you on your own anyway. So you got to figure it out on your own. If you're the exception of the rule, they'll call you and fly you out. Other than that, if you didn't sell out for your career when you was 15, 16, become absolutely amazing at it by 18, 19, and 20, then maybe a record deal won't work for you. Because at 19 or 20, any kid being offered a major label record deal should probably jump on it. There's nothing better he's gonna do in the next 3 years. Mm-hmm. Find the money to put in himself. The label's gonna put the money in him. He's gonna listen and learn and run around the world doing everything that they say. And he may not make a lot of money off the records like Meek Mill, but he'll have a bankroll from his show money. He'll have a name and a fan base to move forward with. Maybe renegotiate another deal. Maybe try an independent play. So we're being armed with all the information now. It depends. It depends. This and let me say this. I'm not gonna get on my high horse. I'm gonna preach a minor sermon. Industry is raw goods, processed in a factory, distributed to outlets, packaged and distributed to outlets for retail sales. When there was the 8-track, when there was the album, when there was the cassette, when there was the CD, music was an industry. With the advent of technology, music in and of itself is no longer an industry. Music is a division of technology.
Okay.
In today's day, we believe that the labels are the most powerful, they have the most money. The artists create what is of value for that machine to sell. If there's nothing in the showcase at their storefront where everybody shops for that, then people will find it in other places ultimately. So this war goes on between who's going to control it, because the labels have always controlled at least 90% of music. Now it's down in the high 60s. So that war is going on from, I just read an article, Spotify just sold part of its ownership in DistroKid. Who knew Spotify owned part of DistroKid?
Right.
Like,
I definitely didn't know that.
you follow what I'm saying? And so and then I forget who bought TuneCore. It's just a bunch of assets getting sold and moved around. Like Hip Hop DX is
Right.
now owned by Warner Bros.
Mm.
It's owned by a record label. It's a media outlet for a record label. It's not the place you go to find hip hop like you always thought it was. It's a seeding ground for Warner artists, and then whatever else comes along. So as these assets get shifted around, there's opportunities, there's pitfalls for the artists.
Right.
And what makes this the best time in music is every piece of information is readily available to you on the internet. Every piece of info, like the educated artist gets rich.
Right.
Every time now. So whether it's through the label and the artist has the intelligence to say, I'm gonna sign this whole 360 deal, but I want to keep my merch because I got a 3,000 person mailing list and 500 people ordering every time. So these people gonna multiply my career and multiply my own mailing list and keep my merch.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? Whatever that,
Right.
once the artist is educated and informed enough, the artist can then have those conversations with whoever represents, with the lawyer, with whoever, to say, hey man, I want to keep my YouTube page. I got 100 videos on my YouTube page. I don't want my YouTube page signed to the label.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
You never know those things because you don't know. Yeah. You just don't know. So when we talk about industry, today's industry is the artist. The artist's number one way of earning money is performances. When the artist get booked for a show, he's affecting the transportation industry. Mm-hmm. He's affecting the hotel and hospitality industry. He's affecting the bar and lounge industry. If he brings any merch, selling any merchandise, he's affecting the textile industry, the retail industry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the artist impacts industry now more than the music business.
Right.
Music is just a business now. Now it's in fact, not, it doesn't appear that way, almost like the Matrix. It appears that those people are still in control. However, the artist who commits to putting the work in will build a fan base to let them create whatever they want to create, man. 250 fans having 50 people buy a $50 hoodie every month is enough to fund your career in the beginning to get you rolling. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, stuff like that is kind of, you saying that stuff like that is kind of what made Nipsey so powerful.
Big student. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big student. Big, gigantic student.
Right. And so, and when you talk about music being like a division of technology, it pretty much lines up with my next question. Do you think, just in general, how will NFTs be of value to independent artists?
It depends on how much value the artist puts into the NFT.
Okay.
Picture an NFT. You think of a tech-savvy artist, think of a Childish Gambino NFT. Mm-hmm. He announces a series of NFTs. He's going to make one new NFT every year for the rest of his life. Mm. He's only going to make one on his birthday. Every year, he's only going to make one. And whoever purchases it, whoever bids the highest to purchase it, he's going to have an event where he presents the certificate and a physical representation of the NFT to them. Along with that purchase comes, when they sell it, the person buying it has to pay for the charge of bringing that artist out for them to give it away to the next person who buys it. Mm-hmm. This keeps the NFT with a value by tying it to the celebrity over and over and over again with some type of token physical item that's either autographed or signified directly from the artist, the same way the digital token. Because the value of celebrity NFTs is in the celebrity. So if you know that if you buy it, you get to shake hands with the nigga who made it, or you get to meet Childish Gambino, now that's the dude doing shows at $500,000 a show, and he got an NFT for $250,000.
Right.
And it's, somebody buys it and wants to sell it for $350,000, and it comes with a meeting with them. as long as he stays relevant in his career, the value of his NFT goes up. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
those things have to be, I believe those things should be tied, because I see these NFTs looking like stick drawings. They sell them for 30, 40, 50 Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't 100% understand that. I know this in entertainment, and for people who like entertainment, if you can connect the value of celebrity to the NFT, the motherfucker will pay down anything for it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine
Right.
Wendy with an NFT that the next person buy it, get a consultation that come with it. You follow me? Come with a 15% surcharge, and she get that 15% to get a person who buy the consultation. That guarantee whoever buy it the ability to sell it at a profit.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So whoever the artist is, they have to commit that to because the problem with NFTs now, Tory Lanez dropped these NFTs that sell for $1 million. Then you go look at the value of them in 10 days and they're worth $35,000.
Mm-hmm.
All the dudes who paid $100,000 a song now have an $800 value audio NFT, because it was only relevant when Tory was talking about it. When you paid him and he made his money, nobody talked about it. Nobody's offering for it. Not a value goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's been going on with NFTs.
Okay.
If that came with something as simple as a yearly recap of the purchasers of the Tory Lanez NFTs, the value will rise every time he talks.
Right.
So that connection got in my opinion.
Do you think cryptocurrency can help aid the music industry and the artists right now currently, or is it still too early to determine that, in your opinion?
I'm not savvy enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know Nip been on the blockchain forever. With a set system that costs a set dollar amount, there should be nothing stopping an artist's career from being a token that doesn't launch until it reaches a certain cap value. So if right now, if Meek Mill don't like his deal and he need 10 million to buy itself out, you know, and then maybe he gamble his way with his supposed hands, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he goes and sells a Meek coin. And whoever buys in is tied directly to my career. When I get my masters back, you get points on that. When I go get my pub check, you get points on that. It's gonna be the Meek token. The Meek coin is the corporation, is the corporate funding behind my career. It's gonna be a profit split.
That sound like a solution. I don't think I've seen that currently in the industry where artists had to launch a token to get their masters and everything back. But that kind of poses a nice solution, because I mean, you see artists like Chris Brown, Rihanna, they recently, through the years got if I'm correct, they masters back and everything.
They superstars too. So
right.
You gotta look at first of all, you can't really buy your masters back. You follow me?
Okay. How does that work?
Because you sign a contract that says they keep them for 20 years, 35 years, or in perpetuity. You sign that, negotiate that for what? What have you made the label? Now, if you have made the label hundreds of millions of dollars, then maybe, and you have a good demeanor, you get along with the staff, you haven't cursed out the CEO, possibly.
So are you saying they can't buy their way out of them?
There's where that clause at in your contract that if you don't like it, bring us X amount of money, the money we've made off you or the money we spend on you times this to get out. That don't exist. That's a relationship-based opportunity. Like that doesn't happen for every artist. You can't just buy your masters back. I'm just gonna buy my masters back.
Right. Most couldn't afford it, I would say.
Well, they not for sale. If I gotta listen, man, I don't know whose situation is what, but look at how Rockefeller got tore apart just about the masters,
right?
For a reasonable doubt. Like the rest of the catalog wasn't even in question. The three principal guys hold for sentimental reasons, but Dame and Biggs just for the purposes of their family and their legacies. This joint, we own it outright. This joint make cash dough.
Right.
A song to license one of these songs on Dance Party is 150,000. And we doing this in 8-9 countries every year. Like it's all different kind of shit going on with this. A lyric license, a snippet. And so like
somebody play, they get sued, huh?
A hit record that you've negotiated the ownership for, what kind of person can you for? What kind of, that's you see like the with Meg and man, what's the label in Houston, bro?
Rap a Lot?
No, not with Chris Crawford is the
is it? I don't even know.
Meg's original label, bro. And I forget the name.
I know it's not it's not 300, but
it's the I mean it's the label Erica Mena is on. And I apologize to them brothers down there because they got a strong indie label that's popping off superstar. You feel me? And so, but just like with those guys, when it was a misunderstanding and Megan ended up in a contract with 300 and Rock Nation, as if they would be freezing Bro and them company out. He never took a buyout. He took his points. Shorty a superstar. Right. Give me my points. You can't just, and so imagine the person with the majority percentage. What you mean you want to buy it back? buy it back for what? So it has to be like a cordial relationship where you got 30 records earning millions of dollars for the label, like a Chris Brown, where they can structure it and say, well, all right, Chris, we're going to stagger it down. We're going to give you 90%. We're going to keep the masters and give you 10% every 5 years until we break even. Or we're going to end it at a 50-50 split. It's only fair we both make money. We paid to put it out. So the ownership will revert to you after 18 months and we'll keep a perpetual 50-50 license. Shit like that shit got to be worked out. Like nobody giving up. That's not what that record label is in the business of doing. Signing talent to sell it, the assets back. That's bad business for a record label. You got to be elite to be able to have that opportunity.
So I mean, so we've already studied Master P. I mean, we've already studied No Limit and Cash Money. You know, and as time progresses.
Have we studied?
Some artists should have, I should say.
Because like if you look at No Limit, is who owns the masters for their catalog. If you don't know, then just go Google and find out. It's not Master P.
And somebody mentioned that too. I'm not gonna mention the name, but I've definitely heard that.
It's common news. You know, it's common news. Right. Google is if we don't pay attention, you know, to the hip hop news.
As a but I mean, you know, as career wise, as time progressed, and who my thing is, because I said, I kind of feel like I'm leaving my indie artists out, but
indie artists wave, yo.
As far as like I mentioned, No Limit, Cash Money,
be independent with a major label record deal, but don't tell nobody I said that.
Who the new wave? Who's an artist or a label or indie artist should be looking at to say what has been done, they're redoing it all over again for the independent artists right now.
Okay, let's look at some guys who dabble in and out of independence. Okay, the biggest guy who started independent, went in, signed a deal, 21 Savage, overdid expectations, didn't overspend out of his budget, very, very, very quick recouper, able to renegotiate over and over to where he's at the equivalent of a indie deal with Sony. They get their points for distributing his music. Mm-hmm. He tells them how he's going to spend his marketing budget. Don't send me no money. Hold that money I made the last 45 days. That's enough for me to launch this. Spend it like that and send me my bread back. That's a savage. Prime example, Russ. Another prime example of a guy independent, dropped a song a week. He chronicled how his numbers went. based on consistency, signed to Columbia, a great major label. That's where Young Blue is. You know, like they really push what they work. Worked his way through his Columbia agreement and is back independent. Do what he wants to. Russ is a prime example. I got somebody else, bro. I got somebody else.
So 21 Savage and Russ, independent artists. That's what you gotta do your homework on.
Look at the richest niggas out here, bro. Like Savage is like solid and having his way, like solid business through and through, and own his masters, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Just a principled guy. G Herbo is independent. His music is distributed by Universal Republic. His marketing is co-done by the same team that does Drake, Nicki Minaj, and all of those people, except he has a distribution agreement through an entity that Universal owns. And his numbers are so big that the people who handle the superstars are not handling this stuff.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of guys, man. If you just, even if you don't understand it as an artist, if you just figure out to put your work in and be consistent, create quality content and get it out there consistently, then you will find ways to get it seen and heard. You know, I'm just being, it's not about who you pay or who you go to, none of that. It's all about how attentive you are in seeing what works as you put your work. You look at Baby will tell you, money for what? Like what it costs. What you mean what it costs? You know why Birdman said that? He only worked with niggas with special talent, with special heart, that's gonna work extra hard. So when we get to the door, if they don't know nobody, there's somebody that could talk us all in. These are the type of people he worked with, so that it don't take money to get them heard. They got something special that the people like when they hear. That's like the highest level of the business. Some of us, like me, I work with artists that still develop.
Right.
They believe today they got a hit record.
That's all you need, right?
They believe, with 2 listeners on Instagram. So when they drop their record, they believe it's a hit and they pick up 2 more.
It keeps building.
Something not right. No, something is right. Keep going. See if you can go from 4 to 8. See if you can go from 8 to 16. You have to keep working with, keep figuring out what you can do to make, because nobody gonna figure it out first. The artist, that's on you.
Right.
You the damn fool decided that you're gonna take your heart and soul and pour it into some music to let some motherfuckers you don't even know tell you how good it is. So you got to have a special amount of confidence in yourself and hopefully a special talent and ability, or the people just gonna say that she ain't shit. You got to work your way through that too. That's your choice. Man,
that's real, Tony. Tony, I got a few more questions before I don't want to hold you up. I know you was in the middle of something else.
Yeah, you good. That was done.
Like I definitely want to, I was doing a little bit of research and I wanted you to expand on Artist Rev Soul and what was, if I'm not mispronouncing, a Scratchy Throat company.
Okay, so a Scratchy Throat was the first company. That's a social media company, okay? Wendy helped me start it. It was actually an idea that Wendy had based on her problems with the social media stuff. So when I started learning, she passed over the .com to me, and I used it as my social media company. Like my clients don't get ignored like a Scratchy Throat. Our clients can't be ignored like a Scratchy Throat. So a Scratchy Throat had the open mouth logo with the tongue hanging out, and we were all primed to do social media. I was a complete failure as a company. Niggas not paying every month for niggas to post for them for 5-6 months to build their careers. They want to go viral today, follow us today. And so at the level I was at, I learned in my journey that as I master different pieces, it opens the door to a different level of clients. So I don't complain about people not listening, because the dudes who get to me, I don't advertise, I don't compete with other people. So the guys who get to me, by the time they get to me, all they want to do is listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I'm right here in my living room, in my house where my office is. We have a conversation and they go get started. And you know what I'm saying? So I know I got off the point of your question, but a Scratchy Throat was the social media company. And the social media company didn't work out for me.
Mhm.
It just didn't work out for me, man. Social media is a real slimy place. I've taken a lot of classes. I've done a lot of influencer plays. I've convinced Kim Kardashian to make a Snapchat listening to Lil Donald. I've convinced Lil Baby to repost the kid that he despises, all through ad dollars and posting strategies and captions from people that he follows.
Yeah.
It's just real nefarious bullshit that I've learned that other marketers use. Like I got 109, 113 Facebook pages right now.
Wow.
So with those, they're all celebrity Facebook pages. So I can go in any given day and I can run a cross-reference and see where there are 5,000 people following 10 of these pages or more. Okay. And now I can influence those 5,000 people by continuously posting the same thing to those 10 pages for a week straight. I can mix it in the middle with a feed. I just got to keep using the hashtag, bold letters, shit like that. And after a week, I can post the link to go check it out from all of those pages and damn near make the post go viral. Like it's so many ways to influence people on social media. However, with artists, most of the time, as soon as you build the audience for them using all of these tactics, then they come running to look to see what's going on to show off and be like, hey man, y'all got my shit looking corny. Bro, I don't say shit like that, bro. Man, why y'all got that caption? And it's like, bro, it's just social media, homie. Just be cool. We're using this to build an audience. You know what I'm saying? So it's a Scratch Your Throat was strictly for social media.
Okay.
Artist Revenue Solutions, Art Rev Soul, is the A to Z solutions place for artists, indie labels, major labels. We got major label clients. We have indie artists who are self-funded. We have indie labels with single artists and multiple artists. There we got people we consult, got people we admin their pub for. We didn't even have a social media wing at all. And I'm great with social media. It's just I destroy the people that I teach it. It's a real, social media is a real slick and disgusting place. And like it's like
the tabloids. Huh?
That, you know, like it's like, damn, bro. So that means if this happened here, that means when that happened to me, that wasn't real. Like, yeah, this is all manufactured. This is how you make this happen. And for most guys, and for most people, be like, oh, I get to learn all the tricks, all the secrets. But you start learning the tricks and the secrets, then like you try them on your girlfriend and they work. You know what I'm saying? Like, try, like they say this work on girls. We were doing this for Do Better to get a click. They say this work on girls. Let me see if my girl DM Lil Donald. I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna go from his page on Facebook and I'm gonna like and leave this comment like we're doing on the other one. Oh shit, she commented back. Shit, okay, let me go in this Donald and say, hit my DM. He logged in as Donald. He's supposed to be posting, and there goes his old lady. Doo-doo, doo-doo. It's a picture, and it's like what social media does. It's that important to people.
Yeah.
We had a post, we had a meme, and I never made it, but it just was the saying in my mind. It was like, social media is so important, and you have something to do that could be improving your life. You're about to like this post before you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how important social media is to all of it. I can't say to some people because I'm addicted like everybody else. You know, it's only two industries call their clients and their customers users: the drug industry and social media.
That's big. And social media is just it's just a lot of consumption, huh?
The most important part of being online is technology, is attention. It's a person's attention. So everybody, each platform clones the other platform that has something that catches them. When Snapchat started catching on, Facebook put Snapchat inside of Facebook. Instagram put Snapchat inside. Now they got TikTok inside of Instagram and Facebook, their own versions, Reels and whatnot. So that you don't have to leave our platform to have that option. You follow me? TikTok has a distribution room now. They distribute music. So
is it like with Universal or something like that?
No, they got a licensing agreement with Universal for Universal catalog. but they have a streaming, they have a streaming platform like a Spotify or some shit like that in India. That's like the third biggest streaming site.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the third biggest streaming site in India, and it's only been open like 12 or 13 months, like 2.2 million monthly listeners. Something like that.
Okay, right on, right on. Well, Tony, man, like I said,
this, bro, and I'm gonna let you go. I know I'm talking over.
no, you good. Before you go, I wanted to get your handle, your social media handles, where people can find you at.
My social media handle is I am the Connect. IAMTHACONNECT. I am the Connect. Everywhere on social media. That's me.
All right, everybody. Well, you heard it from the man himself. I am the Connect. Thank you so much for your time, man.